John, how about you kick us off then? The First Descendant, like I said, free to play looter shooter that just dropped. Reviews look pretty solid. Some of the ads that I've seen and some gameplay I've seen looks like a pretty solid game. I'm seeing some positive conversation about it, but what's your positive conversation about it?
So, when the showcases when the showcase for this game first came out, we saw the first trailer for it. Uh, all that really went through my head was this looks kind of like Warframe, except without a lot of the
Yeah,
crazy
I can see
movement
that.
abilities and stuff that you normally see in a Warframe trailer.
Right.
Uh, I haven't really played Warframe. I never got into it, but me and a buddy have been playing it. We actually started playing it last night.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Zach.
Hey, Zach. Welcome to the show.
Uh, but like from what I've heard from my buddy the entire time we've been playing it, if you like Warframe, you should like the First Descendant.
Okay.
I
And
was
even
curious
me,
about that.
like never really playing Warframe. First Descendant, so far, it's it is a absolute blast so far.
Mm-hmm.
uh, the only real negative comments I've seen around it was like it's nothing to do with the gameplay necessarily. I saw people complaining about the shop. Like it's a Nexon game. It has a pretty hefty microtransaction
Figured.
like in it, but uh like when you actually start playing the game, you get to pick between one of three descendants, which are basically just like your character classes, like your agents that you would play.
Mm-hmm.
Uh there's there's one who's more of like more tanky defensive abilities. There's one who focuses on like ice abilities and damage, and one guy who focuses on like grenades and stuff like that. Uh
You go
if you
grenades?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you know how in all of these games, they give you the choice, but there's always the one where they're like, this is the cookie cutter character
Yeah,
that
yeah.
anybody would be happy playing with.
Yep.
That's basically this guy.
Gotcha.
Fair enough.
Uh, but yeah, we've been playing it and actually looked into like the Descendant prices if you wanted to just like if you didn't want to take the time to grind it out and get the materials, and if you wanted to just buy some of the Descendants. They have some for characters that, excuse me, I forget what they call it. It's like the ultra version of the character. Those ones, very expensive.
I assume because if it's like Warframe, I'm assuming that'd be similar to like the Prime frames.
Yeah, that's the same way that my buddy said it. He said he was like, these must be like the primes. All of the other characters that I looked at the shop for, they all cost like 300 of the premium currency, which if I think it was if you spent $20 or something, it was 10 or $20, you could buy three characters if you wanted to.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Which not terrible, but also in like the I don't know, under 15 hours that I've played so far, I've unlocked one character and I'm halfway to unlocking another character.
That's not terrible.
It's kind of just as you progress through the game, like as you progress through it, you unlock missions and some of the dungeons and stuff, which give you a chance to drop some of the materials to be able to make the characters or like build up the characters and
Gotcha.
research them. So it's not too bad. Gameplay wise, third person action shooter, it's pretty fun. Plus, any game that for movement they give you a grappling hook that you can grapple to anything, pretty much, gets a plus.
Oh, that's nice.
Cause it's like it's kind of the movement option for verticality, being able to just swing around. You get 2 charges to it, but they recharge pretty fast. But yeah, we've been playing through it. It's just been a blast so far.
I've
Uh,
looked at it because I mean I've caught wind of it since it came out, and it seemed interesting aesthetic-wise that I might be interested in. I just wasn't sure. It said looter shooter, but with all the different like ascendants, I almost thought it was gotcha slightly.
It's not gotcha. It like the looter shooter aspect of it is holy hell does it drop a lot of stuff. like
Okay.
like there's weapons, there's like armor attachments, there's like reactor cores. There's I think like aside from just weapons, there's four other uh four other like item slots that you can get drops for, and my god, do you get a bunch of them. So it's like, especially early on, you're cycling through weapons constantly, cycling through weapons and gear, kind of just whatever you feel like using, or like whichever ones you prefer using, kind of.
So
Uh,
you can freely change weapons. So the point of the specific ascendant is skill based, I guess.
yeah, it's yeah. The descendants are the skills they have and kind of the role they would fill throughout dungeons and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because there are descendants that are more uh, like defensive focused. There's a couple like very supportive
Hmm.
descendants, and then a lot of offensive focused ones.
I bet.
But there's some pretty good flavor between them. Like I've seen just looking through the list of them. There's an ice focused one, fire, lightning, water. So it's like they have them, and like poison based. And then some of it's like there's a lot of the gameplay style between them, if you play around their abilities and stuff, is fairly unique between them for the most part.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like you get to equip 3 weapons at a time. It's like they have, I think there's 4 different levels of ammunition in the game, which is
Okay.
basically just, is it a common ammo type or is it a power weapon type, and kind of in between, like medium and special and stuff like that.
Okay.
Bunch of different elemental focuses that you can, elemental damages and stuff that you can roll on it.
Love elements.
Which has made it pretty fun. For each weapon, or for each weapon type that you get, you customize your weapon because you get a bunch of like, they call them modules. It's basically just like their version of weapon attachments, where you can give it extra lightning damage, reduce the recoil, things like that. And each weapon type has like a number of points that you can spend towards it, and all of the modules have different like values that they add towards that.
Okay.
But aside from just like running around through the zones and that, we've done what they call Colossus battles, which is basically four people in a giant arena with a big old boss, and then it's just a big boss fight. So far, each one that we've done has had pretty unique mechanics to it that are fairly simple to understand, but also like the last one we did, probably one of the most fun boss fights I've had in a game like a multiplayer game like this in a while. But yeah, First Descendant so far, absolutely loving it. Looking forward to hopping back onto it in a little bit.
As soon as
In
the
which,
show's over, he's getting back on.
in which, it just like full release last week, right? So it's still fairly new, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it seems like, because I didn't play in any betas or anything, but when I hopped in, it was like I was getting the beta rewards. So then maybe they just, if
Well, that's nice.
enough, yeah. So it's like maybe if enough people played in the beta or something, all the rewards came out.
Or they're just giving to everyone who plays within the first month or something.
Yeah, but it's I would say it's a game that, like, if you saw it and you weren't 100% sure, or if you've seen mixed reviews on it on Steam or something, I would say give it a shot. It's
It's
so
free to
far,
play.
Yeah, it's free to play, so why not?
There's nothing stopping you from giving it a shot or anything. And like I said, so far it's been an absolute blast.
And if you're a Warframe fan, you really don't have an excuse. Give it a shot. Because you will enjoy it, apparently.
Yeah, it seemed, for what I understand, a lot of the same like upgrade mechanics and stuff. Like there's to like to get new descendants and stuff, you have to get the materials to be able to unlock the character, and then you have to research them. I don't know how long it takes to research a character right now. I've only researched a weapon so far,
Yeah.
and that took 4 hours.
What rarity was it?
It was, I think they call it unique.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like like a like a legendary from like Destiny 2 or something,
Oh, nice.
or maybe not a legendary, whatever they call their
Exotic.
special
Exotic.
exotics,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to playing it a little bit later on tonight.